Hey party people, welcome back to my channel. It is Erica here today, and I am here with some college essay tips. A couple weeks ago, I posted the video reading my Stanford essays, and I have read a lot of essays, and as you can probably tell, I am a seasoned college essay veteran. Like, I've written a lot of college essays, I've read a lot of college essays, and I'm not gonna have as much time to read people's college essays this year because I am in a very busy season of life. So I wanted to make a quick video telling you the things that I tell basically everyone, the things that basically everyone misses. I made a whole list on here of like all the stuff that I want to talk to you guys about today. Like literally just stuff I noticed, and I'm like, fix this, fix this, fix this. So we're just gonna get started. We're gonna start by talking about structure. So you can structure your essays however you choose. For my Common App essay, I talked a lot about childhood experiences. Most people do. You just have to be careful how much you talk about this experience. It should not be 50-50. You shouldn't have 50% childhood experience, 50% you in the present, what you're doing now, how you learn from that. It should be like maybe 30-70. The main idea of the college essay should be you in the present. And then you should tie the backstory in. An example I always give is like shoelaces. Shoelaces are important. They hold the shoe together, but they're not the biggest part of the shoe. Like your backstory should not be the whole essay. Because it's not short story time, you're not an author, this isn't an autobiography. It's a college essay, so you need to talk about the reason why you should be accepted into the college. So I advise you to go back through your essay and check for this. Do you talk more about your story than what you learned? Do you talk more about the past than you do the present? Go through your essay and ask yourself that question. The example I have for this tip is my Common App essay. If you watch the video where I talk about my Stanford essays, I read this essay, but the first two-ish paragraphs were about my childhood, how I felt isolated, how I was the only person of color, blah, blah, blah. Earlier in the essay, I mentioned that people had told me to straighten my hair, and then I come full circle in the last paragraph. And I say, these days, when people ask about my hair, I tell them it is a poem, more beautiful and complex than they can understand. That kind of shows my growth throughout the essay. I talk about my isolating childhood experiences, bad things that happened to me. I come full circle at the end, but I don't spend the whole essay talking about the hard things I went through. I just talk about them in the beginning, I tie them in through the other paragraphs, and then I come full circle at the end, concluding with all the growth that I've had throughout my lifetime. Next tip I have for you is to remove filler sentences. This was one of the hardest things for me because I just felt like I wanted to include description and I wanted everyone to know all the details of the situation. And when I read other people's essays, let me tell you, filler sentences are one of the biggest problems. You cannot have filler sentences in your essays. You only have X amount of words, maybe 650, maybe 250. You need to hammer your points across. You cannot waste time. So let me give you an example of what a filler sentence would read. If you say something in your essay like, I looked up at the blue sky, took a breath of crisp air, and watched the dark clouds roll in. Unless this is an intro sentence, or your essay is about how you got struck by lightning or something outdoors, you should not be just describing the environment outside. Like, that does not contribute really anything to your essay. Like, why does it matter that you took in a breath of crisp air? I'm sure the admissions officers know that you can breathe. So just remember, if it doesn't contribute anything to the essay, it is filler. You are not an author. You are not here to write a story. You are here to get into college. I advise you to go through your essay and for every single sentence, ask yourself, what does this sentence contribute to my essay? Now, of course, not every sentence is going to have like some amazing theme, but it should either contribute to the future of the essay or it should teach the college admissions officers something about you. So let me give you two examples of sentences from my essays, and I will give you a long sentence and a short sentence and tell you what both of those things contribute. So one sentence from my essay read, from dealing with racist customers at the grocery store to running National Honor Society meetings, I make sure to exhibit an air of competence and consideration that is becoming increasingly rare. So from that sentence, we learned three things. I work at the grocery store and there's racist customers. I'm in charge of National Honor Society. I am competent and considerate. Those are all things that the admissions officers can be like, wow. And it's just one sentence. You're probably wondering, like, how can every single sentence contribute? But I'll give you an example of a shorter sentence that also contributes. So in my essay, one really, really short sentence I had was, nevertheless, I am still growing. That sentence is literally 5 words, but it is a short sentence, but it is literally the premise of my essay. Like, my whole essay is about growth. So if I say, nevertheless, I'm still growing, that sentence contributes to my essay in that, like, I'm growing. Maybe your intro sentence is going to be a little bit less contributing, but it really like sets the scene Just remember that you're not writing a short story, that all of your sentences should at least have a purpose. They shouldn't be just sitting there. For example, if you were on a team with someone and they were not pulling any weight, you would take them out of the team. Just like your college essays. If there's sentences in your essay that are not pulling any weight, remove them from the essay because they are not going to help you get into college. The next tip I have is to be unique. What makes you stand out? That sounds like a cliche question, but I'm about to call some of you out right now, so listen. If you want to be a doctor, great. But you shouldn't want to be a doctor to help people because everyone wants to be a doctor to help people. If you stay up late at night studying, great. But everyone stays up late at night studying. So why are you talking about it in your essay? If you're involved in a lot of activities, great. But everyone's involved in a lot of activities. So maybe don't focus your essay on something that literally everyone else is also doing. You cannot be everyone. While I don't recommend complaining in your essays, you may have to talk about some of your bad life experiences that taught you a lot and brought you a lot of perspective. Because sometimes it is the bad things in life that teach you and form you and mold you, and those can be really good things to write your essays about. Of course, like I said, don't complain. Don't sit there and be like, this was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I'm so sad, so awful. You have to show the growth. You have to come back from that. But like I said, sometimes it is the bad life experiences that teach you the most about who you are as a person. And admissions officers know that. Along with being unique, your essays need to be specifically catered to each college. Like if you're writing an essay for a college, a really good tip I learned when I was writing my supplemental essays for colleges was if you can put another college's name in the blank, like if you're saying, I want to go to the University of Michigan because X, Y, and Z, if you could change the name of the college and still have the same reasons, the essay isn't specific enough. Let me give you an example. So I applied to the University of Pennsylvania and I got in. But one of University of Pennsylvania's biggest things is that they have extensive club, organization, and alumni systems that are very, very helpful for their students. This is something UPenn is known for. So in my essay, explaining why I wanted to go to UPenn, I said, the University of Pennsylvania also has extensive club organization and alumni systems, and I know I will find a supportive community regardless of what I choose to study. Now, if I was applying to Stanford, I couldn't put Stanford in that blank. I couldn't say, Stanford also has extensive club organization. Like I couldn't put Stanford in there because Stanford isn't known for that thing. Stanford, I don't even really know any Stanford alumni. Like I know that exists, but it's not like a big thing that Stanford really boasts about. It's not a big thing for Stanford, so I couldn't just switch out that name. Like I could, but it wouldn't do good for the essay. So basically what I'm trying to say is research the college, learn about their things that they're really proud of, and put that in your essay and talk about how excited you are for those things. Be specific. Like I said, be unique, don't be boring. Literally no one likes boring people. So if you don't have a personality, make one. Like I don't know how to stress that enough. My last tip is to read your essays out loud. This will help you check for grammar. This will help you check for flow. Sometimes you can even realize how ridiculous you sound in your essay. Like you read it out loud and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of stupid. So read your essay out loud. And then if you can find someone, have someone harsh read your essay. I would consider myself a pretty harsh essay critic, which is kind of why I'm here today, like yelling at the camera, telling you like, don't be boring, make a personality. I want to see people succeed. And I've had a lot of people come back to me and be like, thank you so much for reading my essay. Like I got into X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh, yay. My best advice is find someone harsh to read your essay because they will tell you straight up, this sucks, take this out, that's bad. And honestly, I think those are all the tips I have for today. So I just wanted to tell you guys the biggest things that I notice when I read people's essays. And if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments. I'm here to help you. I want to see you guys succeed. I am rooting for you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.